It's time for an upcycle, an unusual upcycle that I like to pull out towards the end of the school year. That's right, binders. What do we do with all those binders when our kids are done using them? Well, I have a few tips for you. Check it out.
So whether you have kids or not, and you have these left over at the end of the year, they're just in your office, I can promise you, if you go thrifting, you will find a ton of these. There's always stacks and stacks of them for very cheap. Upcycle I'm gonna do is actually remove these ring binders from the inside, this metal hardware. Going to pop these off and set them to the side and use them in an upcycle I'll show you later in the video. I'm gonna go through some art books, maybe some old calendars, my kids' art, I mean, just whatever you find that you have that you want to display, and we'll call this a art sleeve. Art sleeve that you can mount on the wall with a little bit of double-sided sticky tape or double-sided Velcro, and then you can easily slide things in and out when you want to change your art up. You can actually use the edge of the binder as well and slide a skinny piece in there. So once you've got it hanging on the wall, you've got this really cool collage that you've created. Such a unique way to do a little gallery wall, and I guarantee no one's going to know it's a binder on your wall. So now you can have a little art sleeve. This would definitely be a really great upcycle for all you teachers out there as well. Really fun ways to display things in your classroom while being sustainable. Next up, what do we do with those ring clips that were on the inside of that binder that we just put beautiful art on the wall? Well, let's start with some functional storage. Because these binder clips have holes in them where they were mounted inside of the actual binder, they are perfect to grab a couple of screws and put on the inside of a cabinet door. And then, do you know what you can store in this? Yeah, that's right, your curling iron. Perfect little sustainable storage for the inside of any drawer to put your curling iron or any hair tool, really. And last but not least, one of my faves, really put my thinking cap on for this one. These look like something you could totally mount keys on, right? So some kind of hanging hook storage. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the clip and I'm gonna lightly sand it, and then I'm going to do a coat of matte black spray paint with the clips open. That way I cover everything. Then I'm gonna take this little serving tray that I don't really use anymore. I have a bigger one that I use when I do charcuterie boards, and I'm gonna mount this piece onto this circle tray. But I'm not gonna screw it into place with screws. What I'm gonna use are some lamp finials. I have two of them. They're vintage brass. They're perfect to mount on the ends because it's just like a decorative little touch and actually makes it look like it was meant to be that way. Because they're already pointed on the ends, I'm gonna screw them into the wood. But before I do, I'm just gonna make a couple of tiny little pilot holes just to help me get that finial started as I twist it into my ring clips. That's it. Now I'm gonna mount it on the wall and hang stuff on it. You could use it for your keys, jewelry storage, whatever you like. So remember, end of school year, you've got kids, upcycle those ring binders, or if you want to do these projects, hit the thrift store, you'll find a ton of them. Let's keep things out of a landfill, let's be creative and have fun. Happy upcycling.